Have you watched all the double under tutorials and you're still sick and tired of failing at double unders? The problem with most double under tutorials is that they only teach you how to do a double under, but that isn't helpful if you can't do a double under. What you need to be shown is what skills you need to develop in order to actually perform a double under, and that's what I'm giving you in this video. So grab your rope and let's do this. All right, the first thing I need to do is give you a quick backstory on how I developed this system for double unders. And then we start out, I picked up the rope, again, 10 years ago, previously only jumping rope in probably grade school. And 10 years ago, YouTube was not very big and there definitely was no jump rope tutorials on there. So the only jump rope videos that were on there were of boxers and then some random people doing mostly single under skills. So I naturally focused all my efforts on developing single under skills and abilities and speeding up my rope speed. I did that for like 3 or 4 months before transitioning into learning double unders. And when I did, I was able to quickly learn double unders and didn't think much of it because not many people jump roped at the time. And it wasn't until 2012 or 2013 when CrossFit really started to explode that double unders became the craze. And so I was always shocked when I found out that people were having a hard time learning double unders. And at the same time, I started working with a new jump rope company part-time on the side, and I started teaching double under clinics. When I would go to clinics, my first question to the group would always be, raise your hand if you practice single unders on a regular basis. And I was always shocked to find out that virtually nobody did. And it was through this process that I realized why I was able to learn double unders so quickly. It was because I had practiced certain skills that went into the makeup of a double under without ever doing a double under. So my transition was much easier into a double under than all these people that were struggling at the clinics. And to paint this picture a little bit better for you, let me give you a quick analogy using learning how to dribble a basketball. When we learn how to dribble a basketball, we start with dribbling in one place and we suck at it. And we gotta learn the fundamentals of having the ball come back up to your hands, using your fingertips, absorbing the ball. And as we start to get better at that, we start to think we're kind of hot stuff. We get a little bit cocky and we're like, I got this down. I'm like the next LeBron James. And then you see the hoop. And then you're like, you know what? I'm gonna drive the lane and I'm gonna do a layup. So you take off for the hoop only to realize that the ball is still back where you started. And the reason was because you skipped 4 steps that you just can't skip because you were at the very basic level and you went to level 5 when after standing and dribbling, then you needed to walk and dribble, jog and dribble, run and dribble, and then sprint and dribble. But because you skipped it, you didn't have the skills ready to move with the basketball at all. And that is what you guys are doing with the jump rope. When you practice single unders, you're practicing at a very basic level. I'm gonna help you learn the necessary elements of a double under doing single unders so you can much more easily transition into the double under. So I developed the double under equation. Now this isn't rocket science, but we know we want to achieve a double under. And there's 2 main elements that go into a double under, and that is rope speed plus jump height. You already knew that to some degree, but the problem is you don't know what rope speed, what jump height, and you probably don't even have different ones of each of those. You haven't developed that yet. And to show you that a little bit better, let's say that we're trying to solve this equation to equal 20. Well, with your math background, you know the different possibilities looking at this of what could make up X and Y. It could be 10 and 10, 5 and 15, 12 and 8. But with the double under equation, you don't have the background in order to figure this out. So ultimately, what I'm gonna help you do with the drills that I'm gonna show you is you're gonna achieve X, rope speed, before you ever even attempt a double under. This is gonna give you more confidence in your abilities and you're gonna be experienced going into the double under, so it's not going from this slow, mediocre jump, basic single under pace to suddenly thinking you needed to jump a 40-inch vertical and move the rope at 100 miles an hour. So through these drills, there's 3 key elements that we're gonna be developing, and that is rope speed control, jump height control, and then stamina endurance. Because if you're only practicing in a basic single under speed, doing a double under is inherently at least going to double your energy output. So if you don't have the stamina to do double unders in the first place, you're not going to be able to do very many double unders because you're going to be worn out in seconds. So each of the following drills is going to help you develop your rope speed control and your jump height control. Let's dive into the drills. Drill numero uno. The first thing we're doing is we're just taking the basic bounce. So get into your basic 2-foot jump tempo. And then what I want you to do is slow your pace, your rope speed, and increase your jump height to the slowest speed that you possibly can. The reason for this, I want you to stay within a normal good tempo. So you're constantly jumping, constantly having the rope rotate. And then I want you to gradually bring your jump height down and your rope speed up. And I want you to continue to do that until you get to your highest speed you can and you're at your lowest jump height. And then I want you to reverse it back up. And I want you to repeat this over and over again. The reason for this is you currently don't have different jump rope speeds for different jump heights. And what this is going to do is it's going to start building that connection between rope speed and jump height. So your body is going to be able to start to know, hey, I'm jumping this high, I need to rotate the rope faster. But this is all going to happen just internally on its own the more you work it. The next drill is doing the same thing with the alternate foot skill. Now the reason I want you to use the alternate foot skill is because it ultimately allows you to go at higher rope speeds, the more comfortable you get with the skill. It's also having you do a little bit of footwork, so it's just building all around awareness and coordination. So again, start at a slow pace and then gradually build to a higher speed and then peel it back to a slow speed and repeat over and over again. I want you to continue to push your speed limits to a high speed, but where you can stay under control, because if you're just tripping up all the time, that's not going to be helpful. Now for the next drill, we're going to work on building maximum rope speed. I prefer to use this alternate foot skill or sprint technique for this drill because I can reach the highest speeds possible, but you can do it with the basic jump if you don't have the alternate foot skill down. So what I want you to do is we're gonna aim for 30 seconds. I want you to go at you're gonna be pushing your speed boundaries. You wanna continue to push to try to get faster. Make sure you're really using just your wrist to rotate the rope and good form and technique, but you're not gonna make it to 30 seconds because you haven't done this before, you're gonna fatigue. And when we fatigue, form and technique break down. So you're gonna start tripping up. What this is going to teach you is one, how to jump when in a fatigue state. This requires more focus on the fundamentals that you need to pay attention to. And it's also going to reveal weak points in your form and technique. So for me, my left wrist had a hard time when I would go to max speeds. It would become stiff and get out of sync with my right hand when you want them to be moving together. The other things that can happen is hands start to drift out and up, forward and backwards. And so you need to identify what is happening and then put extra focus into maintaining the good form and technique in that area. This is going to come in handy when you start to be able to do double unders, but you want to start increasing to 20 consecutive double unders, 40 consecutive double unders, or 100 consecutive double unders. Because at some point you're going to reach the point of failure in your form. And there's always going to be a certain area that's going to fail first before everything else. So know your weak spots. Now, one key thing to remember when we're doing max rope speed is you want to have a consistent pull on the rope at all times. You're trying to maintain tightness in the rope because that means you're accelerating or maintaining your top speed. Now, I've seen people say in tutorials that you can do a double under by doing a really hard rotation and then just letting the rope come around again on its own. And that is just absolutely false. That doesn't make any sense to me because as soon as you let up on the rope, it starts to slow down. And that's inefficient and it's not going to work out. I mean, take running, for example. When you go to a sprint, you don't push off of one leg and let the other leg come around. You're consistently pushing off of each leg, and then that's what helps maintain your speed. Otherwise, it's going to look like you're limping. Drill number 4 is learning basic footwork patterns, and the reason I want you to do this is because as you learn to move laterally and forwards and backwards a bit, it's better than jumping just straight up and down. It's going to engage more muscle groups, it's going to test your timing and your rhythm and your rope tempo a lot more, and it's going to make you a better all-around jumper. This is going to come in handy because when you go back to just jumping in one spot, it's going to feel a whole lot easier. And ultimately, learning some of these basic footwork skills is a whole lot of fun, so add this in to your training. All right, we've practiced the basic bounce, we've built tempo control there, we've done it with the alternate foot skill, we've built max speed and maintaining it, building our endurance, and using the footwork. What have we learned? Well, let me show you right here. On the left, you have me jumping in my fastest single under basic bounce. On the right, you have me doing my medium-paced double unders. You should notice that the rope speeds are darn near the same. So what does that mean? If you go back to our double under equation, you have rope speed plus jump height equals a double under. We have now officially solved for the rope speed portion. Now we've built confidence. We know that we already have the rope speed and we have the endurance because we've been maintaining it for 30 seconds and practicing and building that up. So now all we have to think about is just jumping higher. And because we have the rope speed, we know if we're doing a single under and we have to use the same rope speed, now we essentially only have to double our jump height. And if you're looking at how high I'm jumping right here, that's only about 4 to 6 inches. That's doable. So now it takes the stress and anxiety out of the equation. You know that you can jump that high, so then you just have to learn to get that new tempo, and you're gonna be able to learn it much faster because you've already practiced these double under elements. And to show you, here I am doing my fastest single unders and transitioning into double unders and then right back into single unders. And I can continue to do that because the rope speed doesn't change, it's simply my jump height that is changing. You can do the same thing with the alternate foot skill. That takes a little bit more practice because you're going to use a plant move, as you can see here, to get into it, but it's not that hard. You'll get the hang of that the more you practice it. And if you keep working these drills, you're going to be crushing doubles like you never thought you could. If you know that you're somebody that needs to nail down form and technique better, check out the playlist I have linked right over here. And if you are somebody who's wanting to learn some more jump rope skills, check out my jump rope skills library. I also have linked to the side. I hope you enjoyed this video. Hit that like button if you did, and I will see you in the next video.